Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're going to be analyzing the new limited supporter, the new character release limited supporter, Phantasma. So, Phantasma is not as beloved as I would like her to be, and there's a good reason for that. It's basically that all of the effect, and I mean the effect in particular, the artist, I mean, that is well beloved, but the effect is just not that great. And whenever you get copies, the only thing that gets enhanced is the number of enemies affected by this effect. So let's see. Deals damage or deals 70% of damage to a random enemy and reduces the speed of the enemy by 10% for 5 seconds. So yeah, a speed reduction, light speed reduction for 5 seconds. The thing is, this is not well written because it's not permanent, it's in intervals. Every X amount of time you're gonna see that she activates this effect. And we're gonna test it in a moment. Let me just continue. So, has a 20% chance to affect 2 enemies. And that goes up to 6. For some reason it's not double, it's tripled. So yeah, that's nice-ish, except for the fact that it is fixed to 20% and that's not a good amount. But really you want to use this against a single boss. You can use it against multiple enemies, yes, and I'm going to show you, but it's wacky. Then, increases ally damage by 12% towards enemies with debuffs. So yeah, I mean, the debuff part isn't that important. For the most part, you're going to debuff the enemy. In fact, you naturally debuff the enemy, so that's no problem. Then, summons an orb that chases the enemy for 20 seconds, that periodically deals 60% of damage, that's gonna be 120%, to surrounding enemies and decreases their damage by 10%, stack up to 3 times. So it is nice that the damage reduction stacks, but if you're going to use Witch Su, you don't want to use this active, just so that you know. Because you want to specialize on only one kind of debuff, and that debuff keeps in place. So yeah, keep that in mind. Maybe you want it on the sub-slot or the main, depending if you are using Witch Su or not. So, is Phantasma worth it? Yes, but only for a specific strategy. Other than that, I would only recommend to get the one on the dessert shop, to get the affinity scene, the gems, to have it, and just cause. Oh, if you don't care about that, then don't get it. Honestly, it's very specific. So, very quickly, I'm going to put any character. Yeah, this works. And I'm going to put Phantasma here. And I'm going to, yeah, go here. So, I'm not going to move anything at all. We're just going to see how much time it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every 7 seconds, you're going to be applying this effect. So it's consistent enough. It is what, 2-second cooldown? So not cooldown, 2-second downtime. 2-second downtime. So it is very effective. Even though it's only at 10%, I mean, I wish it was 20%, but it is what it is. This is very usable for the kind of strategy that I use at BR. Future JC here. I forgot to do the active in the video, so now I'm recording this once again. I'm going to edit the video so that you can see it. And very quickly, as you can see, the active moves a little bit away, but then it tracks the enemy and it's going to constantly deal a lot of damage. The long duration is pretty nice, and the fact that you are also inflicting a debuff on the enemy is also very good. Considering how much the damage gets reduced, I would say that's pretty great. Let's see, it's how much again? It's 10%, 30% damage reduction, which is noticeable, and the duration is super long, so you only need to wait 45 seconds. And if you use the awakening skill for leadership, then you're going to reduce the cooldown even further, and you're going to constantly spam this active. So it is nice. Well, back to the video. I'm going to show you my build for VR. I'm not going to put it, but I'm going to show it to you. So I go here, and this build I use it for mass Taimanin. This one. So Astaroth doesn't matter. The important things are both Emily and Murasaki. Murasaki is going to go green, and using Tentacle Mine and Tentacle Anchor, she's going to reduce the speed of the enemy. Tentacle Mine is not that reliable because we want to freeze the enemy, so you're not going to be evading, but Tentacle Anchor is, definitely. Then, with Emily, we're using Drone Shocker and Ground Shocker. Both of these skills are going to reduce the enemy's speed. That's great. Also, periodically, Indomitable Fubat Tokiko is going to reduce the speed of the enemy. Basically, they freeze the enemy, and the enemy is unable to do this. What Phantasma brings to the table is just another slot to reduce the enemy so that the enemy cannot move. I mean, the more the better, because the strategy becomes consistent. That's really good. But I don't think she's busted or necessary. This strategy already works as it is, so I don't need it. But I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do with this. Some are fun. One is fun and the other one is wacky. Very wacky, but it works, oddly enough. So I'm going to be using Asagi. I'm going to be using Kaha Hirako to get a speed increase. And I'm not going to go to 100. I'm going to go here to 96. Yeah, to 96. Because there are demons and humans and machines. Well, I wanted to go to a stage with demons, but I'm going to use this one. So, not this one. I'm going to use Kaha Hirako, I'm going to use Anti-Demon Magatamas, whatever Magatamas, PvP Weapon, plus 14, plus 13. Skills. Kojinka to reduce the speed, and I'm going to go red so that the speed reduction get extended. I'm going to be using Taimanin Art, yeah, because it's good on her. It increases the speed. Increases the damage, not the speed. No, damage and speed. Increases the damage and the speed of the sword. It doesn't actually say like by how much the speed, but I always knew that it increases speed. And then I'm gonna use Sun Shinka. Sun Shinka is going to give me also a speed increase, so I'm gonna be super fast, disgustingly fast, and the enemy is not going to be fast. And I'm also going to use Nagi to increase my speed. I'm going to use Indomitable Fumat Tokiko to reduce the speed, and I'm gonna use Phantasma to reduce the speed. Since I'm not using Witsu, I can use Phantasma on the main and I can activate it so that you can see what it does. It is not that bad of a skill, but I think it's not ideal on big stages because sometimes it gets out of the way and it goes somewhere else. So yeah, let's just start with Asagi then. You're gonna see that this is pretty fun, but I don't have HP recovery, so I need a ton of control. So I just do this and try to shred the enemy as fast as possible. And you can, well, it is a little bit difficult to see, but the heart just fell down, and that is Tokiko's. So yeah, I constantly reduce their speed to the point where I can easily just attack them, and they cannot do anything about it. It is funny. Yeah. So it is nice, the Phantasma's effect, on challenging stages with mobs, as long as they are not immune to the speed increase, to the speed reduction. So yeah. very quickly. Like this. Yeah, I'm going to definitely use the ultimate. Because I don't have HP recovery. Yeah, remember, don't swallow your pride if you don't like to use the ultimate whenever you don't have HP recovery. It's not worth it. There we go. Yeah, so this strategy is valuable with Asagi. It is best used on characters who have ways to inflict speed reduction themselves. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the wacky strategy. I'm just going to remove this. And I'm going to go with this. This is wacky. Don't do it, guys. So this is a triple color strategy, which is not ideal at all. But what is the idea here? I have the weapon, anti-demon, Magatama's anti-demon, whatever Magatama's along with the PvP weapon, plus 14, plus 14. Now, what am I using? 2 full color skills. Yeah, why? And Fujinojin without effect. Why? Why? What is this? What's this horrible thing? Well, this is going to reduce the speed of the enemy. That's another way to reduce the speed of the enemy. This is going to allow me to do multiple hits onto the enemy. I would be using the limited weapon if I had more copies, but I don't, so I'll use the reindeer. And I don't have ways to recover HP other than this one. This naturally recovers HP. So it is horrible. It is a horrible thing. I am fulfilling multiple roles of different characters. This should be like a strategy for a whole team, but Murasaki is doing all of this by herself. She's reducing the speed of the enemy while also prolonging the buff and recovering HP. Yeah. So what are the supporters? Indomitable Fumetokiko, of course, Phantasma, and Witch-Su. Yeah, that's why we use that spinning attack. Yeah, this is... Oh god, it is hilarious, I can tell you that. Don't do it, ever. It is not viable. I mean, not like this. I mean, I can beat the stage, but you don't want to do this wacky thing. So, first we evade, and then we just spin. Beyblade. Nice. I evade, and I spin. Increasing the duration of the debuff, of the speed debuff onto the enemy. So yeah, it is... I mean, it works! Like, it is wacky, but it works. And look, I can just recover HP, and I recover a ton of HP because of my Magatama as a weapon. Even though I don't have the the set effects, it still works. Yeah, so if you want to try this wacky thing, if you have the supporters and the right equipment, do it. But I do not recommend that you do this. I mean, you saw my strategy for VR. So she would naturally go green and someone else would have Su. But I mean, I can force my way into doing that strategy with only Murasaki by doing this wacky combination. Yeah, I don't think I actually won't use the ultimate because I have HP recovery. So I just can do this. I'm going to wait a little bit to use the... First, I want HP. Easy peasy. Now, I want to use this. Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as they don't kill me. Let me just... Yeah. You see? A ton of HP recovery. Yeah, that's what I don't care, and I don't use the ultimate because I can with Murasaki. Murasaki has always been busted and will always be busted as long as they don't nerf her. Please don't nerf her, please, Gremory. So, yeah, it works. As wacky as it is, it works. I mean, the enemy still can move. It's not like super slow, perfect slow, because I have multiple targets. If it was just one target, I would reach the point where the enemy doesn't move. Nice, I guess. Come on, attack. There. Uh-huh. So yeah, that's why I always use the super slow strategy with Mass Taimanin, because she doesn't have mobs at the beginning, so you can do this no problem. Okay, extended duration, extended duration. Okay. Using the mouse to get HP. There. So yeah, I mean, it's very simple of an strategy. So is Phantasma busted? No. Is Phantasma worth it? I mean, only for this very specific strategy. Is kind of niche. Whenever you need this, like if you're facing Mass Taimanin, it works. If you're facing Chrismatron, it works. If you're facing one single boss, it's another component of a strategy that helps you out. But is it a key component? No, not at all. It just enhances the super slow strategy against one single enemy. And it's also an enabler, kinda similar to. I always say that Hebiko. New Year Hebiko is an enabler because she debuffs the enemy. You just debuff them once and then they're gonna be permanently debuffed. So this is not like a permanent debuff. There are gaps in between, but you're definitely going to get more mileage out of supporters like Kirara, like Susune, if I can find Susune, like Gal Lilim. So yeah. Would I say you need her? As of now, I would say no. Tokiko is way better on that role, and it gives more value. So yeah, I don't suggest that you get it, but it's up to you guys. And you never know. Like right now, now's stock went up because of the new supporter. So yeah, there's always the chance that these supporters get more value in the future. Keep that in mind. So, that's gonna be it for today, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!